stabbing, an arrest and a shocking lie. It's Emmerdale. Drama is never hard to find for the Dingle family, and a little warning, some of these scenes are upsetting.
Hannah owes us one.
Right, will you pack it in with that?
No, sorry, boys, we're closed.
No, you're not.
Samson, just go now, and I'll keep my mouth shut, yeah?
Sure.
All right, I've had it. Money now. Tell her. Samson, get that money!
Oh, Matty.
Oi!
Sam!
Dad,
You better pray my lad's all right, because if he isn't...
Move away, sir.
Nor will you be.
Sam, that's enough.
Ever again.
But why have you got them on for?
Come on, I'm under arrest.
Oh, you're not scared, are you?
No.
Well, Matty is. Too scared to even go to the toilet. Can you imagine that?
Well, that's not my fault.
Oh, more lies.
You've lost it.
Well, what does that hurt?
Could Samson's lies be catching up with him? Here to tell us more, it's actors James Hooton and Sam Hall.
Oh, it's tight getting in there, isn't it? Hey up.
So good to see you both. Such dramatic scenes, isn't it? I mean, I've watched it and watched it again there, and you can't help but just get sucked into the storyline.
Yeah, there's always a bit of drama to be had in the Dales, isn't there?
Been going on.
Yeah, you're in good hands with each other, though, after all these years. That's the good thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's the relationship like away from the Dales? Is it still quite father-son-like? Do you feel protected?
Absolutely, and he's becoming more of a mate as well now. We live in the next village from each other in real life, and
We're both up for the pub whenever.
That's it, yeah.
Yes,
That's it. And he's been on the show since he was 5 years old, so I've seen him grow up into a fine young man on the show, and it's been brilliant working with him.
It's been good.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, Sam, because you have been on the show since I know, since you were 5.
Just to remind you, Sam.
So what is that like growing up, going through teenager, you know, all those years of, you know, growing up and maturing, but you've been doing it in the public eye. How has that been?
When you're working with such good people, it's been like having a second family, really. Yeah. So you just—it's like growing up working, but with a second family.
Right.
Like a naughty Dingle family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know you wanted to be an actor when you were 5? Like, how did it end up happening?
I think I always had something like that in me. So, from a young age, I think my mum must have seen that, going to a stage school, enjoying it, carrying on there, and then it just led from there.
It's fantastic. And
Fantastic.
you've now, how long have you been in it? 30 years or something?
It'll be 30 years in January, off and on.
You get a pay?
It's a long prison sentence, that, isn't it?
Tell me about it. I've been here for nearly that long.
But I'm hoping I don't get remanded anytime soon.
It's funny, though, because the first time you came on the show, because you're such an iconic character in Emmerdale, and then the first time you came on the show, you spoke like that. And I was like, oh, he's not really him.
But I'd met you before the show anyway. You knew what I spoke
No,
like.
I didn't, because I just went hi, and you went hi. And then that was kind of it. And I thought, oh, it's fantastic, the character you play.
Well, I love being a Dingle. I love playing the character, and you know we've had some great times over the years on the show, and you know we just enjoy the drama of it all. And
Yeah, still love it though.
Yeah,
Been like
absolutely.
30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it
More
one of
so
those...
now than ever? It's one of those things. It's a bit of a renaissance for me because, you know, it's like any job, you have your highs and your lows, but we really do have a great family feel.
We do have a
That's
really
cast down
good
crew
time.
and everyone else. You know, it's like, here, you guys are all great as well. But, you know,
And it's an important role as well, because as you say, as much as there's fun and there's games and you have a great time, but there's an important job to be done sometimes, and that's what this storyline is about. You tackle some really big issues, and you know it resonates with the audience, and it can make a real impact, and it gets people talking, and there's a sense of responsibility, I think, when you take on a role like that.
Absolutely. I think the soaps are uniquely positioned to have subject matter of the day played out before an audience, and, you know, we offer support for various stories that we portray on the show as well, and it just gets people talking about it, doesn't it?
Were you worried at all? Because, I mean, obviously the transgender issue is a really divisive subject. There's been quite a lot of talk since the new government came in, even about ending sort of culture wars and that sort of thing. But it, still, at the moment, it is something that, you know, attracts a lot of anger and emotion. Were you worried about tackling something like that and sort of perhaps being at the receiving end of some of the fallout of that issue?
From reading that story, with all the different aspects of it and how each aspect is so important, you sort of just think you need to do as good a job as you can to raise awareness for them points. and that's why those stories are so important.
Why do you think it's so important to do it in a soap? I mean, I think that it really, you know, I've always thought books were a brilliant way of reading about issues, you know, because in a way it humanises things and makes you have more empathy. And I think, you know, soaps do the same thing in a way. They bring something home that you might not, into your home even, that you might not have sort of considered different angles on.
Yeah, it absolutely humanises things. And I mean, we're on the TV so often that we have to be seen to be portraying the sort of important stories of our times, and you know that's what our story team is so good at doing, and we get the benefit of that from lots of drama in the Dales. You know? It's like you won't want to move to that village.
I was going to say that.
Sometimes the wool pack's burnt down. You know? But yeah, we do. We portray lots of varied and difficult subject matter, and I think we do a really good job of trying to put that across.
We see Samson has become sort of quite tangled in lies right now. And we have a clip now, this is from Thursday's episode, and it's Moira, Matty's mum, basically just trying to get the truth out there.
They fractured his eye socket. It doesn't bother you? Even though it was all down to your lies?
It's not me who hit him.
Might as well have been.
I'm late for work, so if this is some grand plan to set Kane on me, get on with it.
Well, luckily for you, he's out on a job. But I think there's been enough violence.
Yeah, from you. I should have reported you last time you tried this.
Well, don't push it.
What is it you want? Because I've got nothing else to say to you.
Just a chance to talk. Can we? Sit down.
Oh, you don't mess with Moira.
No, you do not. You do not. And of course, Emmerdale, it's tomorrow 7:30. There's football tonight, obviously. That's taking up all of the time. Yeah, did you know?
Just a bit.
It's interesting times in terms of the family and how you all feel together, and it's been such a long time for you, obviously, James. And we were just talking earlier about Zach Dingle, the iconic character that was Zach Dingle, and the wonderful Steve Halliwell, who we sadly lost. And there's a little nod to that coming up in the show, I believe.
There is. I think it's August. We start filming a story that sort of tackles Zach passing away. Obviously, Steve passed away at the back end of last year, and we had his funeral earlier this year. So I don't know much about how the story unfolds at the moment, but I think it's going to be obviously a really respectful sort of passing of a really iconic Emmerdale character.
An iconic character, was it? Like, I still think of him being there.
Yeah.
So synonymous, obviously, with the Dingles and with the whole backbone of Emmerdale. It's,
absolutely.
It must, you really must feel it as a cast when a big character like that.
Do.
Most definitely. He was a good friend of mine.
You've got another 15 years in you, Sam?
I hope so. I hope so.
to reach Jose's record.
Have you got another 30?
I don't know about that. Try my best. As long as they'll have me, I'll stay there.
Oh, good. Good to know.
Of course they will. It's so good to see you. Thank you so much. And like we say, such a big story. And it's always just, it's an important thing to do. It's like you say, Marielle, you bring it into people's houses, their front rooms, and it's where you feel comfortable to watch something that's quite edgy. So it's so important. Emmerdale tomorrow, 7:30. Thank you so much, Jane.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.